Lefty SM. Juan Carlos Lefty SM Suceda Vasquez was a 31-year-old rising Mexican rapper and performer who had built a following in the regional music scene. It's a warm Saturday night in September 2023, and Lefty is home with his wife and kids in La Cima, one of those quiet gated neighborhoods in Zapopan, Jalisco, where families feel safe. He just finished a performance and was winding down, enjoying a rare peaceful evening at home. Then, at 10:50 p.m., everything changed. Security cameras caught it all. 3 armed men entered the neighborhood, somehow bypassing the gates and security that was supposed to keep everyone safe. They arrived in a white sedan with no license plates, pulling up to Lefty's house like they knew exactly where they were going. They didn't knock, they didn't announce themselves. They burst through the front door and stormed up to the second floor, heading straight for the bedroom where Lefty and his wife were. She would later describe how they grabbed them both and shoved them violently, making it clear this wasn't a robbery or a mistake. These men were there for him. Lefty fought back in the hallway of his own home. He struggled against the attackers who were trying to drag him out. He fought desperately and pleaded for his life as the intruders tried forcing him towards the door, refusing to let them take him without a fight. When they realized they couldn't take him by force, the situation turned deadly. At least 2 gunshots echoed through the home, one bullet tearing into his abdomen, another striking his leg. The attackers fled back to the white sedan and disappeared into the night. His wife, shaken but determined to save him, got him into a vehicle and raced to Hospital Real San Jose. The doctors worked urgently to try to save his life, but the damage was too severe. At 1:15 a.m. on September 3rd, 2023, just hours after being shot in his own home, Lefty SM died at just 31 years old. Chalino Sanchez. Chalino Sanchez was a 31-year-old legendary Mexican singer who had become famous from his narco corridos, songs that told stories about the cartel world and the outlaw life in Mexico. On May 15, 1992, he was performing at the Salón Hongambilias in Culiacán, Sinaloa, a city where the cartel world he sang about wasn't just stories, it was real life happening all around. Midway through his set, someone in the crowd handed him a folded piece of paper. There's actually video footage of this moment, and you can watch Chalino unfold the note and read it on stage. His face changes instantly. The confidence drains away. He looks startled, even afraid. He crumples the paper in his fist and keeps singing, but something has clearly shifted. Most people believe the note was a death threat, though no one ever confirmed what it actually said. After midnight, when the show ended, Chalino left the venue with his 2 brothers, a cousin, and several young women. They were driving through Culiacan streets, probably heading somewhere to rest after a long night. That's when their vehicle was pulled over by armed men in black Chevrolet Suburbans. The men flashed what appeared to be police state badges and told Chalino their commander needed to speak with him. Whether he believed they were real police or simply had no way to refuse, Chalino agreed to go with them. He climbed into one of their SUVs. His family and friends stayed behind, watching helplessly as the vehicle drove off into the darkness. In the early morning of May 16, 1992, at around 6 a.m., 2 farmers discovered his body near an irrigation canal alongside Federal Highway 15, just outside the city. He was blindfolded. Rope marks covered his wrists and ankles where he had been restrained. The cause of death was clear: 2 gunshots to the back of the head, execution style. He was still wearing the same outfit he'd performed in hours earlier. Paco Stanley. Paco Stanley was a 56-year-old, hugely popular Mexican TV presenter and comedian who had spent decades making audiences laugh on morning shows and variety programs. On June 7th, 1999, it was a Monday morning, and Paco had just finished his live show, Una Tras Otra, on TV Azteca, alongside his co-host, Mario Mayito Bezares and Jorge Gil. He spent the morning making audiences laugh like he'd done for decades. After the show wrapped up, Paco and his crew headed to their regular spot, El Charco de las Ranas, a restaurant on Periférico Sur in Mexico City. With Paco that day were Mario Bezares, his longtime friend and co-host, Jorge Gil, another colleague from the show, and Jorge Garcia Escandon, Paco's driver. They ate together. Nothing seemed unusual, just another routine lunch after work. At some point, Mario Bezares excused himself to use the bathroom and was gone longer than expected. While Bezares was still inside, Paco Stanley, Jorge Gil, and the driver walked out and got into their black Lincoln Navigator, waiting by the restaurant entrance. Then, from across the street, a group of armed men appeared, 3 or 4 of them moving quickly towards the vehicle with purpose. They opened fire immediately, unleashing more than 20 shots into the vehicle. Paco Stanley was struck multiple times, including 4 bullets to the head. He was killed instantly, right there in broad daylight outside his favorite restaurant. Jorge Gil took a bullet to the leg, badly wounded but alive. A bystander an insurance agent named Juan Manuel de Jesus Nunez was walking to his car nearby when the stray bullets hit him. He was rushed to the hospital but died from his injuries. Mario Becerres, still in the bathroom during the attack, wasn't present when the shooting happened, a detail that would later make authorities deeply suspicious. He was detained and questioned extensively, though never charged. Valentín Elizalde. Valentín Elizalde, known as El Gallo de Oro, was a 27-year-old regional Mexican singer who had risen from humble beginnings in Sonora to become one of Mexico's most popular artists. He was famous for narco corridos, ballads about drug trafficking world, and some of his lyrics praised Sinaloa cartel figures. By November 2006, in Reynoso, Tamaulipas, was a war zone controlled by Los Zetas and the Gulf Cartel, locked in violent turf wars over smuggling routes into the United States. On November 25, 2006, Valentín was scheduled to perform at the Palenque de Reynosa, deep in Los Zetas territory. According to those close to him, he had been warned not to perform a specific song, but he ignored the advice. This song was A Mis Enemigos, To My Enemies, a track linked to Joaquín El Chapo Guzman, leader of the Sinaloa cartel. The lyrics about moving forward while enemies bark like dogs were seen as a direct provocation to the Gulf Cartel and Los Zetas. Armed cartel members were in the crowd that night. Valentín didn't just play it once, he opened and closed the show with it, broadcasting the message twice in enemy territory. After the show ended and fans left, Valentín climbed into his black Chevrolet Suburban with his driver, manager, and his cousin, Fausto Tano Elizalde. At around 3 a.m., as they turned onto the road, two vehicles pulled up alongside of them. Gunmen opened fire with automatic rifles, AK-47s, and AR-15s, unleashing dozens of rounds. Witnesses counted up to 70 bullet casings on the street. Valentín was hit at least 20 times and killed instantly. His driver and manager were also murdered. Only his cousin Tano survived.